Okay, remember that they are changing my voice. So when you see the picture on the screen, you should know that I'm right. I actually printed out this picture and I put it on some cardboard that they use for science experiments. You know, for the science fair, for science projects, what have you. Now, when we think about how Marshall is marital scrambled, and the vast majority of Americans these days are basically luciferians. They're either self-confessed, self-proclaimed luciferians, or they're Luciferian in a broad sense at least. It's even called a broad sense, as opposed to pinpointing something like a surgically striking, a surgical striker, a surgically striking top martial artist. And keep in mind, they fuel me because they want to argue racial supremacy. Just look at how many whites and Jews and LGBT people argue either racial or cultural supremacy, or both. And you should know that I'm right. And a lot of them post videos on YouTube. And the people who own YouTube and Facebook, they're not exactly neutral parties in my experience. They don't exactly go on and on about how the government is forcing them to do something that they don't want to do, which therefore means that they're complicit to a bare minimum degree or better, enough to be called complicit. Useful idiots, enablers, what have you. So when you see the green-faced female on the screen, you see the depictions of demons beneath her. You see the little cartoon thing that shows the satanic symbols. What do you get from this picture? Do you get the picture? Is a picture worth 1,000 words? Should the top martial artists ever be shunned by people who aren't smart enough to put the top martial artist ever first? Perhaps you should put her first, right? Or those damn demons beneath her. One of them is depicted as a martial artist, mind you. Because whether you want to admit it to yourself or not, when you rebel against my lead, my rule, my divine rule, which is far more important than being the president or the pope or something silly like that, but actual divine spirit, right? Power, pow, ear, spirit, to spear something. And they try to make it so I sound corny or arrogant, white, gay, theatrical. Just ignore that. Listen to the words that I'm saying. Not so much how I'm saying, because they're far too immature to give me my freedom of expression. And on top of that, they suppress my videos. Very arrogant, very immature people. The governing class's spirit is nearly identical to the spirit of the female on the screen. They are scatterbrained. Oftentimes they have a touch of Down syndrome, autism, cerebral palsy, what have you. Now, some people who have cerebral palsy are very nice people. And then there's a bunch of governing class idiots with some kind of inbred weirdo frickin' issues. Just cowards, just fools. They think that I should be shunned by attractive females. Many of them are gender feminists, and they think that if I had a relationship with someone like that female on the screen, and there's a lot more of those people than you think, especially here in California, especially what conservatives are here in California. They think that we should meet halfway instead of the master of masters leading the relationship. How stupid is that? In their own Greek culture. All those Greek frats, those Freemasons, the Club of Rome, or the Club of Greco-Rome, if you will. In their own Greek culture, Horus is a variation of Heros. Horus is a Greek word, and it's a variation of Heros, meaning master, where Horus refers to the particular master of masters, the top martial artist ever, the son of God, who goes far beyond Zeus, who's just a fat idiot who changes form and rapes people, including children, who's Set's counterpart. So if you're a Greek mythology person, and you've done your research and you've connected Zeus to Set and Baal, in your system, is Zeus above Horus? No. That's retarded. That is akin to saying that Set is above Horus in the Egyptian system. You know how retarded that is? Horus is the archetype of Pharaoh, not Set. The founding kings were Horus kings. Hor-Aha, Iri Hor. Ka was a Horus king as well. All people who are serious about researching Egypt know that. And they know that the Greek mythology, like the other mythologies of the area, what have you, and the whole world really, was a response to the Royal African Falcon Martial Art Order. And I'm not talking about some effeminate LGBT deity. I am talking about the heterosexual son of God that frat boys are far too immature to respect enough to obey, why they convince you to follow their sissy social orders instead. That's what I'm talking about. So as you look at scatterbrained females, look at it in terms of characteristics, right? Do you understand the story and the characters in the story, the movie, the comic book, the cartoon? Do you understand the picture and the characteristics? Naive, gullible, scatterbrained, senseless, careless, carefree, stupid, childish, irresponsible. Do you understand the characteristics of the picture? Because when you people date, boy, do you date like retards. When you choose sides between God and the devil, it never fails, you choose the devil. Every American could be aware of what's going on here, and very few of them, I would expect very few of them to rally to me because they're not very smart like people on this planet in general. There's PhDs who are aware of this, not budging in the slightest. They're too dumb. Countless nerds, too dumb, foolish, contemptible, worthless, dumb. Countless police officers and intelligent analysts, fucking analysts. What they get from their analysis is that they're a dumb bitch, far too stupid to obey the Son of God. And they know it. But you think when dating that I should settle? Even the word settle even has the word set in it. And Marshall is marital scrambled. And I am the God of war. Where it matters most, not sissy technology. The one God put at his right hand, who collects the souls of the dead and separates the sheep from the goats. I am the top martial artist ever possible. Who could compare to me? Some scatterbrained slut, some gold-digging whore? Some gay oppressor? Who? A Donald Trump? Are you kidding? Some mere white supremacists in the acceleration movement? Or some Nancy boys like that? Who could compare to the Son of God? You people I've easily defeated where it matters most because all victories are in principle. And God has triumphed me over the lesser forms of existence, we'll say. Over the people who can't compare, though many claim that because of their race or their religion or their mere technology based social club, that they're magically greater. Can you imagine? These people think that fucking Smurfette is greater than Superman in the cartoon world, so to speak. These are people who don't understand characteristics. These are fucking cowards. Some Crowley-faced punks. In some kind of trance-like state, missing the point of life. Afraid to man up. While I'm 10 toes down for what is morally precise, they are leading their families astray. So when we look at this situation, should the average female or anyone else learn from them? If you learn from them, you learn how to be a bitch. And you all know it. You all know it so much. If you had to bet on it, if an angel came down from heaven and you had to bet on whether learning from other people makes you a fucking bitch, you know damn well you would bet that that's the case. But then you sit there leading your families to hell like a good bitch. Because I guess your genetic worth is just that. Okay, so now let's make an example to help you understand. Okay, now I'm going to make an example to help you understand why I'm right to say it that way. If you were a mulatto and you were the top martial artist ever possible, and people treated you like a schmuck, and every day they came up with different ways to try to disrespect you and make it seem like you belong in the lowest class in society, or being disrespected, or being labeled undesirable, what have you. And you went to a restaurant on your birthday with your family. And they were like, well, you want to be seated? How about the doghouse in the back of the restaurant? And everyone laughed like a bitch. Would you then start to say, hey, it's time to put these lesser forms of life in their fucking place? Or would you say, no, Biggie? Well, what's at stake here? Are you the Son of God putting a lamp on a stand? Or are you some bitch-ass motherfuckers that team up like scared little sissies against the Son of God, Like a bunch of fucking little people that tied up, I believe it was Gilligan and Gilligan's Island, whatever that story is, where there's a big ass giant and he gets tied up by these little guys. Now, I don't care about height. The point is, in this comparison, I'm using it as an example to help you understand the difference in spiritual power, though the difference is infinitely greater. How would you feel about it? And the next day, they stick their nose up at you. And the next day, people who work at fast food chains, they smirk at you. And they're like, oh, he's an idiot or something. An idiot. Who are you compared to me? Are you not insignificant while I'm the Son of God? Are you not dishonored cowards while I move forth in splendor? Are you not complete morons who judge people by appearances instead of the content of their character? Do you not judge their literal clothes they have on instead of the fact that the righteous are adorned with the figurative fine linen that stands for the righteous acts of the saints who are mighty because they're in God's mighty spirit, not some conformist peasant peon pussy spirit, like a punk? Do you not know the difference between a righteous black man of God and a racist white oppressor who I trample to death, spiritually speaking? Do you not know the difference between someone who knows that he's the top martial artist ever, who tells you that, and some bitch-ass motherfuckers in the military talking about, but we have the greatest army in the world? I suggest you look up the phrase, one nation under God. You under me, motherfuckers. Need I see more?